Somebody asked me once if I'm religious. I said, yes, of course, I'm Jewish. Mountain Jewish! Not sponsored or affiliated with Mountain Dew. So, right, welcome back to episode 2 of CBNPC TV Balls Deep.
Whoop.
Which is our kind of like video podcast, I guess. So, I'm Gaz.
I'm Des, and we're not sponsored by Jim Beam or Mountain Dew, by the way.
Or Common Propane.
Or Common Propane, just...
But, I mean, like, we're open to sponsorships if you really want to sponsor us, Mountain Dew, because... Just because, shits and giggles. So, right, yeah, I was thinking... Do you remember back in the day at Area 51 where we used to have tax shields?
I do.
And then, to a lesser extent, back at Elite CQB.
Elite is where my nightmares of tax shields come from.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on tax shields?
Probably already guessed by the tone. I hate them. It's not that I hate them. I just think there should be... I think they need to just have clearer rules on tax shields. There needs to be... It's a difficult one to regulate. It's like 20 shots and you're out kind of thing, or are we just allowed to just open fire at you while you move up on us, or
See, the way it kind of worked at SWAT were very Lancashire. The way it worked at SWAT they were basically a single tax shield just somewhere in the site, and anybody from either team could pick up this shield at any point during the site and use it. The idea is you can be holding this tax shield as long as you're alive. The second you're hit, you have to drop it. Then anybody else can either pick it up and continue pushing forwards, or come back, take it, and then take over it. Now, it worked kind of really well until that time I was holding it and some guy tried to throw a grenade through it. That was kind of scary. What's Elliot saying? Ah.
He's not coming?
No, sure, he's not coming. We thought we were going to get joined by another Roy, but not today. Maybe Elliot, maybe, we don't know, he's not replied.
Yeah, ring him.
Ring him?
Yeah.
He's working, man.
He's a postman.
No, he's a photographer as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, it is work. Sometimes.
Wait. Shields,
yeah. So, in that respect, they can work pretty well. I mean, the way I see it is, if you can hold this plastic shield and get hammered in the arm through the plastic shield, which fucking really hurt, because it's only like a thin plastic shield. It's like a lens from it.
Where was I then? That it was pretty much just a butchered wheelie bin?
That was Elite.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So yeah, the ones at Elite, basically this lad called Wayne stole a wheelie bin, cut it in half, and used the left and right hand side to make shields, so it was like curved as well.
Yeah.
He had a firing slate, then he cut a hole in and put some perspex in there, spray painted all black and wrote SWAT on the front, and they were really good.
But
they were only like this big, so you had to pistol and like really up close in it. But again, like, you can just tank through everybody with them.
Yeah. I think that, like I said, I can't remember ever anyone using one at SWAT, but Elite, I just have nightmares of this guy running towards me and just not being able to shoot him anywhere.
See, I like the one thing that I liked about at Elite were when Standing had managed to drill a hole through a door. Like, he drilled a hole through this door about this big. We got bollocked for that afterwards. And then, Standing got bollocked for that afterwards. And then Scott had put the shield, like the perspex, over the hole. And then Standing stuck his G3 through and thought, this glass that can stop bullets, my BBs can go through that. And he just lit it up, and I got footage of it. And this BB's just spinning about inside his fucking flash hider, and he's like, ah! I burped when I was doing that, you hear that? Hilarious. But I've got some footage of me like using that in my Infinity. It works really well with a pistol.
Yeah.
So I think if you are using shields, you should be limited to the weapon you can carry.
You should be able to
shield and a pistol.
With someone holding a shield.
Yeah, definitely.
If
but I mean, like
you've got to be able to suppress them.
When we ran the shield at SWAT, it generally were the full auto games.
Yeah.
But the shield at SWAT was like one of the proper police, big, long, corrugated, see-through ones.
Yeah.
But again, it's like really thin plastic. When your arm's up against it, you can feel the hits hitting your arm, and it kills. Like after like somebody's just nailing the center of it. Oh fuck this thing. The amount I get the shield and generally pass it off to somebody else because it's such a pain in the ass. It's a massive thing. And
it's too. For clearing rooms, I think it's too clunky. The way that we play anyway, where it's just run in, get shot,
run back out,
get back in as quick as you can. I think that works so much better than
trying to use a shield.
See, letting everyone pepper you.
The shield, what we found it were best for is, say we're attacking like the porno suite.
Yeah.
We'll get to the door and we want to put a frag in. If you try to put a frag in and there's 8 people there, you're going to get shot.
Yeah.
So the idea is we open it and somebody goes in with a shield and then we whale the frag in while... so the guy with... And shields can be used to stop grenades as well. Yeah. Let's say if you can get completely behind it and the grenade goes off in front, you're still alive.
Yeah.
But I'm like hit and miss with him.
Yeah.
If they're
some more playing with shields, and I think you've got to get the right site as well. Because I think...
See, it worked
Area 51 was perfect.
It worked well at Area 51 because there were a lot of bottlenecks, and using the shield gave somebody the opportunity to push through without fear and break that bottleneck.
Yeah. Whereas Elite was literally not much bigger than this room.
Yeah, it's like this room, width of this room, but twice the length.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I'll just make a little video here and I'll put it in. Like this is the studio. So imagine this room, but like twice the width. And then the same room. So there was like this room and then the same length room next to it.
Yeah.
And it was 2 rooms with 2 doors going into each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like in the left-hand room, there were some steps going. You basically had to go through this like bin-all sort of situation.
That was weird. Yeah.
Down some steps into the boiler room, and then you could go from the boiler room into an annex room, which led into some stairs, or you could go around the back of the boiler room and come into the back of the stairs. It was an alright site for
4 people.
Yeah.
When
it got
not
popular,
the 20 people that were trying to run it. Yeah.
Basically, that site, we'll give a brief history of it. It's still running as the Elite Shooting Ranges in Burnley on Hamilton Street, or just off Hamilton Street. I think it's called Tanner Street. So basically, we found out about that. Another airsoftist said, "Oh, there's some ranges in Burnley. You should check them out." So me, F, Plummer, and Scott went up, had a look, and then we're like, "Have you ever?" We did some practical shooting there and helped out and stuff, and like ran events on the ranges. And then we're like, "Have you ever thought of airsoft skirmishing?" And it's like, "It sounds a silly idea shooting each other with these things. You guys are mad."
You'll take an eye.
And then he said, "If you want, you can hire the ranges as though you're hiring, because you could hire the ranges for the weekend, like for a day for £100. So you can hire the ranges and just make like a maze, and you can shoot each other in there." I'm like, sweet. And then so we did it the first time, just in the 2 rooms.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Why don't you use the boiler room as well? You can open that hatch up there, and you can go into the boiler room." So then we're like, whoa,
mind's blown.
Massive, and there were some stairs and all sorts. So we used to basically run games every weekend in these like 6 rooms, and it ended up being like 5 aside. And then by the end of it, it got really popular because we were just playing and having a laugh, and it weren't serious, and we were charging people like a £5 a go.
See, that's the best kind of airsoft where you don't take it seriously.
And we're making stupid objectives, and because we couldn't actually use grenades, we were using like Poundland electric grenades. That, oh my God. What the hell? My business card again. Christ. It's these pants are no good. The back pockets are ridiculous. So we just have a laugh, but in the end, when people found out where it were and they knew there were a game on, and people were just turning up unannounced.
Yeah.
So we were saying you had to book in such a small site. In one game, we had like 25 players.
Too many.
And then, which meant me and like everybody else, like CBNPC lads, weren't playing because we're like, we need to marshal this.
Yeah.
It ended up we were running like a game in the ranges, a game in the boiler room, just like quick. But it was a good laugh.
Too small.
Definitely too small.
Yeah.
I still can't believe, right? Plumber's AK that doing like 360, 370, and we're playing full automatic with just fucking shooting glasses on. Tiny little rooms. Basically, we're like steel cable, whatever is that high tension cable on the ceiling, and we had just like tarps. Just with carabiners on that to make walls, and it was completely modular. So they'd be like corridors this narrow, and then you'd be turning a corner and somebody's just lighting you up on automatic at point blank.
Well, that's it, because you used to play at Fire Zone up at Trawden.
Yeah.
Where obviously it's all so open and it's so windy, so everyone was firing at ridiculous. I can't even remember being chronoed up there.
I remember the sign up there, what do you call it? Andy.
Oh, yeah, Andy and his invisible son.
So Andy wrote a sign that said, basically it showed the FPS limits for semi-auto, full automatic, bolt action and pistols.
Yeah, it was. That's
And
what
then
328 was, isn't it?
Then underneath it said it was supposed to say all guns will be chronographed at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
And he couldn't spell chronograph, so he just hit spell check and just clicked the first thing. So it actually said all guns will be choreographed before play. Every time I saw it, I took the piss out of him for that. But yeah, that site came out of us running the CQB site in Burnley.
Well, that's it. But you'd have people going to Trodden, and then you'd have them coming to the CQB site with the same fucking guns, and it's like the firing way over.
Because we did chrono at the CQB site.
Full circle. This is why I was terrified. This is why I hate shields, because I can't. I think I think it must have been an MP5, but it was doing way over what it should have been. So I just seem to remember getting fucking bombed in a hole by a man with a shield and an MP5. So I just have nightmares of shields now. No. Not for me. No.
Alright, so that's the definitive thing. I'm kind of pro shields.
I hate shields.
Sweet. But just going back to Elite CQB, this lad called Mark, he called Spas 12 on the forums, I think. And he basically, the only thing he used was a Spas 12 and an Infinity. Raz was the VIP for this thing. And basically, in the boiler room, the site, it was just full of cardboard TV boxes and massive boxes. So we built walls out of boxes. So Raz got into this cardboard box and just hid there with his pistol. And then he was like giggling to himself. And I was marshalling for this one. I was like, so we had all these tables around the edge and we built a wall out of tarps. So I could stand on the tables and look over the whole site. So I was watching over, see this box, and I could hear Raz going,
as he does.
Fucking box is shaking like this. And then Mark comes in and he's looking about, and I see him like go, and he walks over to this box and he's got his Spas 12, pops the box and Raz is in there, huh! He goes bang, whack. He had this 3 welts right here that swelled up so much, and he was like, I'm well scared of them shotguns and wells. It's like the shotgun was doing about 260 feet per second. But fucking hell, that was so funny. We had some funny times at that site.
Yeah, I do miss them, but when you play at sites like SWAT, where it's just the size is just phenomenal.
It's immense.
Yeah, but I do kind of miss the close kind of like mates only, like in the back, like we used to do in the back garden, where it's just with mates.
10 of us in a terrace garden, back garden sort of thing.
You'd just be like, you couldn't be more than like 10, 15 feet away from each other, and you were just doing yeah, it's like, oh man, fuck off, teeth flying everywhere.
Sorry,
mate.
Too soon?
No, I've lost a tooth since then. I don't feel guilty.
I've shot a tooth out since then. Yeah. I'd chipped a tooth doing other things, so I'm out on my front tooth as well, like down there. I can't see where it's like slightly different colour.
Yeah, mine kind of like starts halfway down as well.
Yeah. I don't even know how I chipped it. I just woke up one morning, looked in the mirror, I'm like, what the fuck? I wasn't even drunk or anything, just woke up with a chipped tooth. Like, how did that happen? Anyway, yeah.
Phenomenal.
So,
don't buy a shield.
Unless the rules are really written out and you're not playing against us,
or make them out of cardboard.
We talked about this.
And you could drill through them eventually.
No, what we're going to do is we're going to get one of the bin shields, and we're going to cut the center out and just have like sliders in it, so you could slide really thick cardboard in.
See, I'd play that. Yeah.
So then eventually they'll
get through. Yeah. Eventually. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Because that reminds me of the time where we made a cardboard super samurai suit, and I put this cardboard super samurai suit on, but what I didn't know is I went to take a leak, and when I came back I put the cardboard super samurai suit on. Plumber and Scott had stripped away all the cardboard from the inside of the chest. I thought, I'm going to be BB proof here. They lit me the fuck up. Big hole disappears here, I'm like, ah! So I'm in, basically I can't bend my arms, I've got a brush in one hand, and I'm running after him, like, trying to get him with this cardboard super samurai. I've wailed this brush at Plumber and nearly killed him.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, we had some good times.
So
yeah, one of the other things that I wanted to talk about on here was playing in snow. Have you ever played in snow?
Yeah, up at Trodden.
Yeah, man.
I seem to. Thinking back, all I can remember was Misery.
Cold fingers.
Misery. Yeah, oh my god, getting shot in your fingers when they're fucking frozen. Misery. No pistols. And very wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Trodden was 3 valleys.
Yeah, it's basically it's a mixed woodland. It's not really woodland.
No. There were just trees down the valleys, and then the rest of it was just field
Farmland,
tops.
basically. Yeah. Long grass in some and.
Yeah. So and there was pretty much streams there in every single.
We'll
call one of them a river.
I'll Google map it and I'll put an overlay of the site over right now so you can see it. So that's the site.
Yeah. So obviously snow, cover all the rivers up, and walk. Sploosh.
Yes,
so,
I remember this.
And that's just me done for the day because I'm already miserable because it's cold, and now I'm wet, and everyone's laughing at me. So yeah.
See what I found funny about airsoft games is when your mate's crawling up the hill or something and you fucking can him in the back of the head with a snowball. Oh, it's not funny! Like, it was funny first 5 times. Like, fuck off, my guys.
No, what have you played snow-wise?
I played there.
Mm.
I think Ambush or I don't think it was SWAT Woodland. I played a proper woodland site in snow as well.
Mm.
But it were like weird because it was freezing cold, but it was that dense woodland that it was just like beautiful looking snow on the ground and it weren't that deep and it felt really good. There were no streams or anything. But I played once with, first time Raz played and he was using the SIG 550.
Yeah.
2 mags together. We're a night game as well. Pitch black. First time I got my Garda shooting glasses, tinted lenses, so like wearing sunglasses. Sun's going down and we're all still playing. Freezing cold snow and it starts like blizzard conditions.
Yeah.
We got about 20 minutes of gameplay after this and we called it off. It was ridiculous. So I'm just like in this ditch, like looking 10 feet in front, like, dude, can you see anything? They're like, yeah, I can see for miles. I'm like, can't see anything. These glasses are shit.
Yeah.
Crazy snow, freezing cold, and then plumber snuck up on us, came all the way around in this ravine, went completely out of bounds. Wait, that's a discussion for another time because he still claims that he was in bounds.
No.
But anyway, comes up behind him, just shreks me from behind. I turned round and I couldn't even fucking see what he went. It was like 15 feet in front of me. It was pitch black, snowing, and I had tinted lenses on. It was the worst game ever. And then Raz was like, he were only about 14 or 15. He'd not been over from Romania for that long.
Mm.
He was like, my guys, I've lost your bullet holder. That's a really bad impression of his accent.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean you've lost the bullet holder? He's like, the bullet holder. The magazine. Yes, it's gone. Pitch black in the snow. We ended up just searching for this magazine and then calling it quits.
Yeah.
It was so cold, so snowy, so dark, ridiculous. But the other one that I've played, and I'm pretty sure it was Strine's Ambush.
Mm.
Just a beautiful layer of snow on the floor, freezing cold. And then there was some guy in like a German snow camo suit trying to be really
He's been
cool.
waiting forever.
Yeah, he's like, oh, one day of snow, beautiful. Yeah, but it were amazing. But then like you get your pistol, like, put that away, and then you get shot in your finger and you get a cry.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I enjoy snow, but I remember just cold weather in general is shit for airsoft.
It really is.
Like
I was in the first and only site in Rochdale, and I cannot remember
factory
the name of it.
one.
The factory one, yeah.
Was it not just called the factory?
I think it probably is called the factory. But in between the 2 buildings, you had the pitch black cellar, and then you could kind of come across to the other building. It had been snowing, and it was icy, and it was freezing cold. Run out of this building, ice, splish. You know,
lit up.
Yeah. It's like I've clearly been shot. It's like, but everyone else thinks, oh, he's on his ass. That's more than enough reason for us to just absolutely light him up. So that's another reason I hate snow, because just
Slippy.
well, slippy, and I just seem to get traumatized too easily. I think it's my issue.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But cold weather with guns, I remember the one time we were at Area 51. It weren't snowing, but it was frozen. It was so cold that even people's AEGs were cutting out and not working. Like batteries were dying within like 15, 20 minutes, and guns just weren't working. I ended up spraying shotguns and pretty much that worked all day. Really bad.
No, they're good days though. I love days like
Yeah.
that.
When there's only about 20 players and you've just got basic kit and it's like back in the day.
Throwing shit at them.
Throw some BBs. I remember playing at Elite CQB, Smithy actually got a kill with a McDonald's straw and some BBs.
They really hurt because
Yeah.
it was our firing them. I think it was either you or Alex or someone like that.
All of
I
us.
seem to remember, well, probably all of you, but I seem to remember Alex getting really decent welt on his neck
Yeah.
from me just firing it out of a McDonald's straw.
You can just...
You could go so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fire rate on him as well is just ridiculous. Okay, you could probably lose a tooth though.
Yeah, that's not what I did to mine.
Yeah.
I fired it at somebody. So anyway, what about night games? What's your opinion on them?
Oh, you know what? I've only done 2. Both at Trawden.
Do you not come to any of the... Have you been to Swat Woodland?
Oh my god, no, we went to 51 as well, didn't we?
Ah.
I was pissed.
I
I don't remember much of that. Because I drank a box of wine. No, there was one, were you there with the trailer tent?
No, I went there with the...
Were you
That was
not?
sighting. No, I was working at the fucking bar, man.
So who did we go with?
They were
me
standing,
'cause
you,
I got in bed with standing.
Alan, Simon, because I was absolutely gutted that I couldn't go. Because I couldn't get anybody to cover the bar. Never worked at a bar.
Oh my god, yeah, because we had me standing on that side. I'm pretty sure Alan slept on his own on that side.
Yeah.
Don't know where we put Simon then. And then Yogi came. Yogi was in his.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, he was in
Josh?
his shit ass tent.
Fell over.
I don't know what happened, but anyway, he ended up sleeping on the floor. That I don't think we played too late actually. It was getting dark, and just no one had flashlights. It was supposed to be a night game, but no one had flashlights, and it was just turned into a piss up. It was awesome.
One of the first night games I played was Swat Woodland. It was the first Woodland night game. And I should probably get Elliot here to tell his story as well. If he comes back later for another episode, we'll rehash this, but with his. So basically, there's 2 sections to the night game. One was defend the embassy, and there were about 15 of us against everybody else on site, and it were all CBNPC. There were me, Plumber, Scott, Elliot, me, Plumber, Scott. I think that were all CBNPC that were there, and then there were a few others knocking about, like regular players. We had to defend the embassy building. Nobody at all had a torch. We brought a 1,000,000 candle power torch. And we were in this embassy building, which basically looks like a wooden church.
Yeah.
And Elliot had the 1,000,000 panda power torch. We were just like keeping away from Elliot, and he just kind of put it out the window, go, "Ah!" And then we'd see like one person.
Everyone fall over.
Everybody in our like group would just light this one guy up. Everybody else would just light Elliot up. And Elliot would drop to the floor, turn the torch, and was like, oh my god. Amazing. But there's so many people complain like, in the real army, they don't use torches.
They use drones and missiles
and night vision.
Javelins.
And first of all, this is airsoft.
Yeah.
Second of all, you're attacking a building. Like Kolditz and all that sort of shit, like German prisoner camps and that. They got fucking massive towers with spotlights.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me if somebody's attacking them, they're not going to turn spotlight and go, there's that dickhead over there shooting.
Just shoot him.
Yep. Yeah. And in all video games, that's the first things you shoot out.
Oh my god, I know. Yeah.
That was hilarious and that. But the best bit, I was in the MP7 with the suppressor on. Scott still had his M14 EBR, which were noisy as fuck. Plumber had his saw, and Elliot had his M4 SPR.
Yeah.
Both noisy as fuck. Both like. So they were down one end, having a fight, and me and Scott decided we were gonna crawl up like the main path, proper like leopard crawling up here, right? And then we'd stop every like 30 minutes or something because we'd see something. It would pitch black, and then I'd go like. They wouldn't hear it. Somebody get hit and they'd go back off to their camp, and then we'd carry on crawling. It took us literally an hour to get up something that takes you 10 minutes to walk up. Just crawling. We get right onto the outskirts of the village, and we can see the objective in plain sight. We're going to go capture this objective. Just like plinking a few people with this MP7. Then all of a sudden we hear this. And it doesn't let up. We're laying on the floor like, what the fuck? There's rounds coming over us. Plumber and Scott, Plumber and Elliot nearly walk over. It's like, oh, that's like fucking bellends. We just going up here. They just raped everybody in there. And we're like, well, fair enough, we've got the objective, but we were like gonna get in there and take the objective and like Metal Gear Solid it back out or some shit.
Oh, I see.
And they just came in playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, see, I am
Ridiculous.
definitely a Elliot Plumber style shooter.
I think that comes from like I'd spent 2 years at that point just with my APS2 crawling about and
you know what,
hiding in
I can
streams and
imagine.
stuff.
Yeah. Probably the difference between the last time I went to SWAT and this time I went to SWAT, about 1,500 BBs. Because I used to go through high-cats like no one's business.
Yeah.
And like now, because I love using pistols, but I'm just actually taking time to aim instead of just going. Yeah. I'll actually just do like 2 or 3 shots like da. But yeah, God, it just makes such a difference, doesn't it? Actually taking your time and actually killing people. And
mid-caps.
The last game that we went to, the last game at SWAT, it wasn't my favourite. I don't know. It's just my favourite everyday airsoft thing, just because I could count all my kills because I was going slow. I wasn't going slowly, but I was taking my time on my shots.
Being more collected with your thoughts.
Yeah. Just putting selective rounds down rather than just covering fire.
Spamming everything that moves.
Yeah. I don't know. I just
I've been
really
going
enjoyed it.
Seen how long we've been going for? It's alright.
A lot of time. No, I really enjoyed that. I'm gutted that's gone now.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to what they've got to offer with Spectra. I've no idea. I don't know.
Well, you don't know
all
what
I know,
it is.
all I know is the name,
Spectra.
and the nuts were saying it's going to be good.
Well, of course, not the same. Please come.
No, but every site is.
No, yeah. There's not been a site where I've been disappointed. So.
I mean, I think Area 51 was the weakest.
Yeah.
But I still had an amazing time there.
No,
Brilliant.
Yeah. I
What she
don't
said.
know. Yeah. I don't know where that came from, by the way.
I think Sighton Camp out of all the SWAT sites was my favourite.
Sighton was phenomenal.
That hospital building, officers' mess, CQB block, all of it. It was just.
If there's ever a reason to wear full face protection and a helmet,
That's the site that made me wear a helmet.
Yeah.
We're talking about this before, and I
made us old men.
basically ran into a room. First game of the day. I decided I'm just going to run in, get shot, get myself warmed up. So I ran in, tried taking somebody out, like 8 guys lit me up. As I was coming out, this guy called Doug, probably getting me back for the time I dislocated his knee, just leant round the corner, like firing, like pre-firing. So first of all, the muzzle of his gun hit me in the forehead, and that was immediately followed by like whack, 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 like, oh fuck! It was just like hit me like here and just blood coming down my forehead. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go to the safe zone for a minute. I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was straight away after that. I'm getting a helmet tomorrow.
Same with me. Hospital building. I was coming in, and literally as I was coming in, someone just leant around the corner and just went whack right in the middle of my forehead. Just blood. And it's one of them pains where you're just like, everyone's running over. Like, oh, you're all right. You're just like,
nope.
I just need a minute to do something. It's worse pain.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
I just remember then, like, Jimmy D. So, one of the when you're attacking the hospital compound, you can attack it from, like, the back end, and it's this, like, tennis court sort of thing. I don't think it was a tennis court, I don't know what the hell it was. But basically, they were saying that the chain link fences, you can't fire through either way, so it's like a safe area. So we were all in there stacked up on this, like, chain link fucking fence doorway. They were up on this like loading dock thing, and they could blatantly see us. They could tell everything we were going to do.
See you.
So we had to run across open ground about 30 metres into this cover behind this brick wall. Stanley makes a first. We couldn't even lean around to give cover fire. We're like that janky. Stanley runs straight across, gets in, like slides and gets into cover, switches to his like weak cannon and just starts firing around the corner. And then Jimmy D's like, right, I'm going. He's like, whoa, getting ready. And then he sets off running. There's like a lip at the edge of the fucking, just at the edge of the gate. He just runs, hits this lip and just goes straight down on his face. And we all just run over and just drag him back in. We're shooting him. Standing man. Immediately he's like, on his back, rolling about. He's getting shot at, but he's in tears. Sirens. Tears, laughing. Jimmy D's like, his knee's fat. And he's like, oh my god. Then I like realise he's alive. I burst into tears laughing. Standing's laughing. Everybody's like, oh, your mate's injured. I'm like, it's fucking funny though. He laughed at me. Beautiful moment. But this thing is so, light that you can't miss it.
What?
And he obviously did.
Same with SWAT though. When you go through the meat flaps.
Oh god, yeah.
There must be.
Do it.
You know,
It's about an inch
it's
thick,
not
isn't
even
it?
worth tripping up, but absolutely every time I go through there, I just always
Basically,
end up on my ass.
there must have been a hole in the floor at some point, and he just screwed this like square bit of wood over it, and it's about an inch thick. This is like plastic flaps, kind of like what you'd expect on like a freezer or something.
Yeah, meat flaps.
Yeah, meat flaps. Wrong kind of meat flaps.
Yeah.
So, meat flaps, not beef flips.
Yeah.
So, that's a t-shirt, that, isn't it? So you go running through, and every single time, this tiny little bit of wood that must be about this big, it's like a foot square, isn't it? Just boom, right in your face.
On my ass every time I go through there.
God,
And it's pitch black on that side as well, so the last thing you want to do is be on your ass, because you're gonna get lit up. And yeah.
you do it every time, even
Every
if you...
time, yeah. Even if you don't slip up
You
over
put your
it.
hand up, you keep running, you're like, whoa, then you
The
know,
floor's
like,
just full of BBs
you
as
know
well.
that people are following right behind you. You've just got to get out of their way, haven't you? But you still get lit up. But I like the last time I was there with a grenade. So I'm going to make a video about this. So Shorty had his DMR. He were about 30 metres back, firing at the meat flaps. 30. No, wait, we're about 30 metres. Probably about 20.
He had his barrel through there at one
No,
point.
well, at that one point, yeah, but
yeah.
he's a rebel.
Minimum distance. It's fine.
So no, he was at this
Engagement.
point. He was at the other side of like the wide room, behind some cover, firing in.
Yeah.
And he said, "Yeah, my guys, use my grenade." So I got everybody together. I'm like, right, on 3, I'm gonna run in and throw this grenade. Basically, I'm gonna run in and get killed because I'm just running through and throwing it straight at the floor at this guy's feet that I could see. And then it was like, right, yeah. So I run in, whack, and throw it basically just at this guy's feet, and it kills him. I get killed basically by my own grenade and by 18 people lighting me up. Everybody runs in, we take like 3 people out. So I get the grenade back, flick to the next one because it's one of them tremors with a 3-shot base.
Love them.
And then I'm like, right, I'm going to do the same again, but the next guy's a bit further, so I'm going to have to throw it a bit further. So Ed's right behind me. There's a couple of guys right behind me. So I go to run through the meat flaps, and I go to throw it underarm, but throw it kind of into the meat flap. It goes up the meat flap, comes right down behind me, and lands right behind me, blows me and my entire team up, and then we all just get lit up anyway. Absolutely beautiful moment. And I thought, because at first I didn't know what had gone on, because I thought I'd just fucking thrown it, and it had gone way miles. I'm like, shit, sorry guys, that went well for you. And they're like, I'm like, what?
What's happening?
It's just gone behind me. It went until I like looked at it and then replayed what had gone on. I'm like, oh, what an idiot! Can't believe I did that.
Phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we got time for one more, don't we?
Yeah.
What's your favourite ever kill?
My favourite ever kill.
Favoritist ever.
Favoritist, most bestest.
Your most
I think I know what yours is.
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Straight away.
Oh god. Shit, there's been loads.
Well, do mine then.
Go on then, you
So
do yours.
You have a think. It was again last game at SWAT. Probably the most kills I've ever had.
In one go.
Yeah. Oh, got in one go as well. Definitely. There was God, what's is it the High Street? No, the indoor one, parallel to the High Street.
Basically, the indoor equivalent of the high
The
street.
indoor
I
equivalent
don't
of
think
the
it
high
ever
street.
had a name. Just that
No.
long corridor.
The long corridor. The stairwell in the middle, where there was a lot of people hiding under the stairs that kept shooting us. But I forgot rid of them. Got up the top of the stairs. There's a doorway with Perspex window in. Me on one side, guy on the other side. Guy on the other side thinks he's being cool, tapping his impact on the window, just like tap tap tap.
Tick, tick, tick.
Oh,
That
go.
fucking laugh, it just went off tapping on the window.
That would have been hilarious. So, we're even thinking about it. CBMPC rubber cock, arm around the door, smacks him in his face. Dill kills him. He drops his grenade, and then literally there must have been 8 people on that side, including him. 8 people on that side of the door, all dead because he's dropped his grenade. Favorite ever kill, because obviously humiliation followed up by 8
Double
kills.
humiliation, yeah.
By team kills, yeah. That gotta be my favourite ever. And there was a guy with a GoPro on his head, and I just hope
Somewhere.
he's got it somewhere.
Yeah.
Duh. I'd love that.
Everybody needs to get GoPros.
Yeah,
man.
I will get one eventually. I need to get a Rhino mount for my
Yeah,
helmet.
get Brain Exploders mount. I'll send you a link.
Brain Exploder,
Yeah.
that's like Rhino.
Well, it's the same thing as a Rhino, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I
Come
haven't
on.
really thought of my favourite one, but one that really sort of stands out.
Yeah.
Elite Fire Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Plummet, and Scott on Hamburger Hill. I had my APS2. Scott had his G3, and I'm guessing Plummet probably had an MP5 or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
The Invisible Man.
Oh my god. That son, was it?
I don't think it was.
It was. He had didn't sons.
I can't remember.
I'm sure it was called.
This lad who always used to wear I think he wore an SAS style beret as well.
Yeah, it was called.
Right.
We'll call him Mr. X.
So we'll just censor that. So Mr. X. Oh my god. We did a test sort of version of this podcast earlier, and I kept saying somebody's name, even though we'd agreed not to use his name. So Mr. X. What was you wanted to call Mr. X? Is the Invisible Man?
Yeah.
Right. So the Invisible Man. He was basically Hamburger Hill is just this little.
Whoa. Explain the Invisible Man first.
The Invisible Man is basically somebody who you're pretty sure you're shooting him because you can see the rounds bouncing off
his face.
Here, and here. But still like, you not shot me, and then he fires back.
Yeah, but to the point where absolutely everyone had come back with the same story. It's like, oh, shooting this guy, and like BBs were bouncing off his face and he didn't take his hits. So I think that's where the Invisible Man came from, because everyone had come together and gone, who's this guy?
Yeah. So
anyway, sorry, carry on.
Me, Plummet, and Scott were on top of Hamburger Hill, just behind this like sandbag bunker. Sandberg. We'll be on some sandburgers. And then Invisible Man is about 50 or 60 meters from Hamburger Hill to the top of the plateau. And then he was on top of the plateau. It's basically Hamburger Hill gets into a valley, and there's like a little stream and a bridge, and then you go up this hill into the plateau. So he was up there, just stood in the open, not even behind any cover, just blatantly out in the open. Founder does, these shots were like dropping in the middle of the fucking thing. Yeah, I don't know what we were using, but it was crap. So Scott's got his G3 with his scope on. He's like, I'm watching through my APS2, so you know these rounds just bounce off this guy, and he just carries on firing at us. I'm like, yeah, they're definitely hitting him, man. You lit him up. So then Plummer's like, what a knobhead. So Plummer lights him up. All the rounds you can see him just bouncing off, and I'm like, yeah, they're definitely just bouncing off him. He's definitely not taking his hits. So Scott was right, both of us at once. So they both went, bah! Good 10-second hose of BBs just on automatic. And he was just like, I'm dodging. But you could see him just coming off him.
Bouncing off his face.
And I'm like watching through the scope, and you could see him flinch every now and then, because like hit his neck or whatever. And then Scott and Plummer just both stopped and looked at me, and I'm like, alright. So I've got my APS2, said to myself, and wait till he stops moving, squeeze the trigger and send one round down range, it comes in and just like, whack! Right in his Adam's apple, and he's like, whoa! You could hear him from here, he's like, oh! And then he grabbed his throat and he's like, oh! Everybody later on like, who the fuck got Invisible Man to take his hits? Oh my god! And I'm like, oh me, bloody APS2 here. Beautiful.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah. So I reckon that's like a half hour again, isn't it?
So probably half an hour, if not longer.
Yeah, a little over half hour.
It's fine.
So I reckon that's probably, we should cut this one there.
Yeah.
And we'll come back hopefully with somebody else. Some more. So if you're watching this and you've got some questions you want us to answer, just leave them down below and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
We can answer questions and
drink
probably give you some terrible advice.
Yeah, definitely don't listen to us.
Yeah, maybe not.
Or do, and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been Balls Deep, the CBNPC podcast. I'm Agaz.
I'm Des.
And remember kids, the air may be soft, but our balls are hard.
Solid.
Sweet.
Awesome.